What an interesting time we are living in. This Easter Sunday was really rough for me, to be honest. I was feeling the effects of being quarantined and just not liking the fact that I couldn't go to church, the normal getting together with my family for dinner. It was just like really not the best. And I started to feel like the effects of being isolated and feeling like anxiety about what's happening in our world and the gloom and doom of this season. And everybody experiences it at different times, I feel, but for whatever reason, Easter Sunday was it for me. And the Lord brought me to His Word, and it was in Psalms 139, verse 11. I'm sorry, 139 verse 7. It says, I can never escape from your spirit. I can never get away from your presence. If I go up to heaven, you are there. If I go down to the grave, you are there. And I was asking the Lord, why? I started thinking about the sun and sunshine and how the sun is a stable object. It is always there, right? Whether we see it or not, it's still there. It's never changing. And even on the coldest of day, if you get in the sun, you can feel the warmth. One particular day, I was sitting at the park bench watching the kids play, and I found the direct line of sight to the sun rays and sat there, and I was so warm for it. It felt like my legs were burning from being in it. And I just love that about the sun, is that even if it's 40 degrees outside, you can still feel warm in the ray of the sun, which brings me to thinking about, okay, well then that's the same way with God's presence. It says the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, He's always there. And then in verse 11 it says, I could ask the darkness to hide me and the light around me to become night, but even in the darkness I cannot hide from you. To you night shines as bright as day. Darkness and light are the same to you. And I love that, because in this season doesn't change anything about God. He's still good. He's still ever present. He still sits on the throne. And so, no matter what we're facing, no matter how lonely we feel, no matter if we're facing sickness or death in a family, or we're having the greatest time, God is still there. He's there in our highs and He's there in our lows. And I'm just really, really thankful for that. It brought me such a sense of peace that no matter what I'm experiencing, that I can't hide from God's presence. So one day we were flying home, and the pilot told us we were about to make our final approach and to descend. And I looked out the window, and the blue skies, the fluffy white clouds underneath, and just the sun rays on the clouds. It was just a beautiful scene. And as we made our descent through the clouds, underneath it was a dreary day. And my brain couldn't reconcile the pictures, the two extremes. And in that moment, the Holy Spirit spoke to me. It's it doesn't matter what the atmosphere around you is like, that the sun is always there and it's always shining. In the same way, God is always there. His presence is always there for us to rest in. It's shining on us, and we have to just choose to keep our eyes, our gaze on the things above, our eyes and our gaze on Jesus, because His presence is what's our peace and our comfort. And we could choose to rest under the shadow of His wings. And my encouragement to you today is, no matter what your atmosphere, what your world looks like right now, that God is always there. He's good. He's faithful. He never leaves us and forsakes us. And even if you feel alone, there is nowhere you can go that removes you from His presence. So just choose to keep your eyes on Him and rest in His presence today. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all we got, and it's the best thing